Hello everyone, welcome to this new series on a new tangle, a tangle recently released by Zentangle headquarters, which is the Tangle Foundabout. Yeah. Have you found about the tangle? Yes. We are going to find about the tangle today. We are going to learn how to draw it. We will also draw a bookmark using the tangle in the simplest possible way, the way it has been suggested to be drawn. Right? So I thought bookmark would be a good idea to draw today. Yeah. So let's get started. And the tangle is called Foundabout, and it is a very organic looking tangle. So I was just thinking, let us give a nice background to our bookmark first. So I have three or four very light shades here, and I'm just going to use it randomly to add a little bit of color to my paper, which has been cut to the size of a somewhat the size of a bookmark. Yeah. So that's one shade that I kept handy, and then a little bit of yellowish, so you can merge the two nicely. Choose colors that you feel like using at this point of time. It's entirely a personal choice. This is what I felt like picking up at this point of time, so going with that. It's bright daylight outside. Yeah. So again, going to add some of this. So you can choose whatever you feel like. This is a mix of probably warm and cool panel. Yeah. So just blend. I'm taking it over the other colors also, so that they kind of blend with each other like this. Yeah, some touches here. Yeah, that's about it, right? So I'm giving it 2 minutes. So it's almost dried up now. Let's get started. So you can choose to draw with your Micron O1, or you can draw with your PN. So what I'm going to do is just start with these pointed, I don't know, leaf shapes or grass or tentacles or something like that, pokey, something like the way we draw vertigo. And somewhere from the center here, again, I'm going to draw one more, somewhat perpendicular, right? So these are just somewhat. There is no hard and fast rule. Again, starting somewhere from the center here, perpendicular. Again, the same thing. So I'm keeping it almost the same size, but you can always diminish the size as you go up because I want to cover the whole thing, right? So that's why I'm keeping it small, almost the same size, I'm sorry. So going to go on like this. Right? Take your time, slowly draw these sharp pointed shapes. You can also give a nice curl or a curve. I'm just keeping it simple today to have a feel of the tangle as is suggested. Yeah, done with that. Now you have to add a nice leaf shape, something like this. Yeah, simple shape. I've drawn a nice S. Again the other side also same exercise. So do that for all. Just make sure that it touches the end like this. Again like this. Again like this. Like this. So reverse curve, S shape, whatever you want to relate it to. Very common stroke used in Zentangle. Draw at your own pace. Don't haste up. Enjoy the strokes. Take your time. Just found about. Yeah. Have fun. Like this. Yeah. So this also looks at this stage looks like a tangle called chain Leah. Yeah. So now I'm going to come from the back side of this leaf to give it a kind of something overlapping effect, right? So this petal coming from inside of this petal coming from inside of this, that kind of an effect overlaps, right? So if you want, you can add a little bit of their ink. Again, come back down. If you can show it here, fine. If you cannot, it's okay. Again, come back down here. Again, come back down. If it is visible here, fine. If you cannot, that's okay. Little bit here. So how much overlaps you can show basically depends on what is the angle of the lines. Yeah. So at places we are able to show it, at places we are not. That's fine. Right? So wherever you are able to show, just go with the flow. The overlaps, the petals kind of coming from inside each other. Yeah. Take your time. Enjoy the process. Process is all that matters. Yeah. Now next step is to add some bit of lines or some kind of texture to this part so that it looks discreet. Like this. Yeah. So the overlap part which is hidden behind, add some texture there to give it that look of hidden behind. Whatever is visible, give a nice texture. You can also give crisscross, something like the tangle or leak. Yeah, make a mesh kind of a thing. Any texturing tangle would be a good idea. Take your time. If you are using a bolder nib, it would be a good idea to use a finer nib to do this exercise, especially. Yeah, you would need fine lines here. Yeah, so we are done with that exercise. Now up to us, how do we want to extend it? So I'm going to keep it simple, add some nice auras, right? So I'm just going to add my first layer of aura. you want to, if you wish, you can aura it in any other fashion. For example, give nice curls like this. Yeah, so entirely up to you. How do you want to go about adding that aura? I'm just broadly auraing it. Like this. And now let's get started. Give that embedded kind of an effect. So start adding those rounding orbs. If you want, you can add some printums or any other tangle that you wish to. Something like this. Wherever you have spaces, turnings, fit in some orbs, fit in some printums, some fescues. Yeah. So just choosing randomly what, where. You can also add some weight just like you do for diva dance. Just deciding randomly, adding fescues, at times adding orbs, at times adding printums, just having fun. Yeah, that's one side. Again, going to do the same on the other. Black ink, rounding, printums, whatever you feel like. Yeah, take your time. Do that exercise. Done with that? Now again I'm going to add a second layer of aura closely. So you have to add the auras closely. That is the only thing that gives this embedding its look. The closer the aura, the better it looks like. Again, small little spaces, you can fill it in. Auras. Yeah, so that was one side. Again, I am going to go to the other. Add close aura to whatever I have drawn. Take your time with full focus and concentration. Add nice and close aura to your orbs, to your fescues, like this. Yeah. So again, the same exercise. Wherever there is scope for rounding, add some orbs. Add some printums. Add some weights. Yeah, take that time. The second layer you need not add so much. So depending on whatever spaces you have, just go with that. Right? So I'm going to add one more aura. Again, slowly aura the shapes. Take your time. Right? Like that. Again, the other side. So this is one of the simplest arrangements of the tangle straight line, but Maria has given many more arrangements, and you can always add more tangles. Yeah, so we will explore all that during these series. Today let us just draw a nice and simple bookmark. Yeah, so now you can either add one more layer or you can just add some striping. Entirely up to you. How do you want to go about? So you can, if you wish, add one or two more layers. I'm just going with simple striping. You can also add a thin line and a thick line, something like this. Will add more texture. Yeah. So I'm going to continue like this. I hope it is clearly visible. Yeah. So this is what I'm doing. Adding some bit of texture there. Thick lines, thin lines. Going to continue like this. Yeah. So I am continuing with the same exercise on the other side also. Thick lines, thin lines, alternating. You can draw it in any fashion, two thick lines, one thin line. So it's not important that you have to alternate thick and thin. They can be random. Anyways, they look nice. Yeah. Take your time and do that exercise. Almost finishing there. Yeah. So you can add any other tangle of your choice in the background. Even simple tipples would look nice. Whatever you feel like. So once we are done with that, now comes the shading part. Now if you want, you can add small little embellishments on these leaf shapes. For example, very small embellishments like these. But again, it's an option, right? So 2 curved lines and some nice petal shapes is what I am drawing here. Not extending it too much. Yeah. So I am done with that exercise. Now let us move on to shading. So use your graphite pencil to add some shade at these intersections. Yeah. You can also add some here. Spaces are small, so just add a little. So wherever there are overlaps, just going to add a little there. Whatever spaces I have. Yeah. So let us blend this much first. Don't blend too much. You don't want the entire thing go gray. You've added such a nice background, so let the background also show. Blend a little. Yeah. That's about it. You can always add some graphite here, or you can use your brush pen. And same on the other side also. Yeah. So I'm now going to blend it. And similarly on the other side. Take your time. and slowly blend the graphite. Yeah. So now if you wish, you can always embellish with your jelly roll or add some bit of chalk here and there. For example, you can always add some chalk on these dividers. Some bit of shine here if you wish to. Slight touches. Yeah. Again on the other side. Spaces are small, so you just have to give a slight touch there. Yeah. So with a different blending stub, just soften it. Like that. Yeah, so not much required now, but if you want, you can always touch your jelly roll even on these highlights, right? So I'll just zoom in a little. Yeah, so on these highlights also you can add your jelly roll, or you can just add some touch inside these petals, whatever you feel like, right? I think 08 would be a better idea. Yeah. So they will definitely add, since you have a color background, so the flowers will pop up a little more. But again, these small little things are optional. You may not do them. So I've just added a slight touch with my jelly roll inside those orbs. Right? One last thing that you can do is just add some bit of shimmer on this line with your white chalk. I'm just adding a line with my white chalk on the background. That's it. That's the problem with zooming in. You forget that you have zoomed in and you go out of focus. Yeah. So that's the new tangle, and this is our bookmark for today. Must put in your chop. Most important. It's your creation. Be proud of it. Yeah. Sign and date it. Today is 9th. Right? So we will draw many more tiles in the upcoming sessions using this tangle. So hope you enjoyed. I'll see you again. Bye bye.